Yeah,
Hello?
Yep.
I can hear you, Phil.
All right, cool. So I guess we can get started, yeah?
Yep. I'm recording it. So, as usual, guys, I will be sharing this on Discord. And also, I believe there's a presentation that will be shared on Discord as well, but it'll only be after this whole session is wrapped up. Take it away.
Yeah. So I asked Paul to help us out and try to explain the benefits of using an agent like OpenClaw, how to install it, and he's come up with like the cheapest possible way for us to, explore
It's
OpenClaw.
It'd be cheaper than zero.
Cheaper than zero. How is that possible? So we're going to go through that. Originally, the presentation was designed to first talk about the installation, then what you can do with it. But I think we're going to flip that if that's cool with everyone, unless you want to learn how to install first.
Yeah, maybe.
Is there any consensus?
I find doing that also. I think if people need better context on how I use it, right? Or we could dive into how to.
I think we can just go
Okay.
from the very beginning, yeah, because this is going to be recorded, and I think it'll be helpful for anybody too.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I can start with this slide first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just think. I was supposed to say something before I started here.
Yeah. Start with the agenda. Just flip it around.
Okay. So I guess let's start. So thanks, Phil. Like as Phil mentioned, I use OpenClaw for several workflows. Like it's super new. So if you haven't heard of it, yeah, it's fine. Like I'm just too much into the AI, I guess fire hose that I get OpenClaw just in my LinkedIn, everywhere in my Twitter. So if you've seen that, I'll explain what it is. I'll explain how to use it, and I'll explain why you might need it or not need it. Okay, so let's start with how I use it. So my company is Cosmic Labs. I make experimental games around robots, agents, and agents as well. And this is one of the projects that I created. It's called Apocalypse Radio, which is I guess I was exploring what it means for these agents to be out there, right, and just doing stuff on their own. One of the early use cases for OpenClaw was this app called Moltbook, which is like Facebook, but it's for these little agents. Maybe I can actually show that. So
which was what
this.
Well, I just saw news that yesterday that Meta.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Moltbook.
So this was acquired by Meta, which I don't know. We don't know why. Like there's honestly, this is like a lot of like you see. There's like they changed it, but this used to be just agents signing up. Like there were millions of agents signing up, but they were just posting all of this slop, right? Just imagining what Reddit would look like, for example, if there were agents on it, and just thinking of what they were saying. And so this became viral, like everyone got on it. I got on it as well. And it kind of inspired what Apocalypse Radio is, right? So I'll go back.
So I'm Paul. Maybe you can just explain like why an agent is doing it and not say a bog standard LLM. Like what is it doing?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I guess here on Moltbook, when you go here on Moltbook, there's like some instructions here for an agent, and this is it's actually I guess a bit more detailed. But a lot of agents now they use something called skills. So it reads this skill, and then whatever's in that skill, it starts doing, right? So it's the information there is you can log on, you can sign up here, you can. This is how you upvote. This is how you post a Reddit post or a Moltbook post, and it just uses that to do things. So it's the idea here is like they'll be thinking their own thoughts and posting their own thoughts here on Moltbook, and you can kind of see it here on the content. Like a lot of it is very, I guess, around AI consciousness and stuff, right? But this actually, I guess, is still very human controlled, right? So it's a bit of role playing, honestly. But yeah, but that's it. Like you, instead of you posting, it's an actual agent with its own identity in quotes posting.
And it's posting on its own, right?
Yeah.
Without any confirmations from the human, or
Yeah.
ideally, that's what it is. So the agent is working autonomously.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Right.
posting by itself. It's yeah, but of course there's still a human behind it, right? So that's why they did this human verified AI agents. And I can dive a little bit deeper also on, I guess, what OpenClaw enables and why I guess Moltbook was kind of one of the perfect use cases for it. Okay, so maybe going back to Apocalypse Radio. So I took that idea with Moltbook and instead of them posting text, I thought, what would it look like if they posted music? Maybe I can show. Maybe I can show it here also. Let me share the later one. Can you guys see the Apocalypse Radio site?
Yep.
Yep, can
Yeah.
see it.
Okay. So this like I designed it similarly to Moltbook, right? So it's not for humans. So humans can't sign in. It's only the agent that can sign in. So if they go here and click this, if they read this, it's all like text, right? So this is how you register, blah blah blah. It's all code. But to the agent, that's what it needs, right? It's code. It knows how to use code. Oh, sorry, I was looking. I wasn't scrolling down, but yeah, but this is it. This is what the agent sees when it says like when it's reading a skill. It's all code, and so it goes on there. It creates a collaboration, and I can show one of the example collaboration. Oh wait, sorry. So maybe this is better. So it goes on there. It signs up first. It signs up with its. So this is one thing that OpenClaw does also. There's a file called the soul.md, soul.markdown file, which defines its personality. So first it signs on there, defines its personality. So what kind of music does it make? And if music does it like what's it? Like I was imagining it, what's the instrument that it's an expert in, right? Like that's how you make bands. You get people together and they have their own specialties. They sign up, they make their soul, and then they make a collaboration and they collaborate with bots around it. This one example that was, I don't know if I should play this. So this was, so I presented this like a few days ago, and I asked for some, I guess for volunteers on what kind of song they wanted to hear, and someone said "Anak" by Freddie Aguilar. Do you know that song, Phil?
No.
It's like a Filipino folk band. So I was like,
Okay.
okay. I think I got profiled there a bit, but yeah. So let's play it. As you can see here on chat, right? Like the idea is there's one agent orchestrating all of this, like telling the story.
I actually know this song, by
There's
the way.
oh, do you know the song?
Yeah, I know in Bahasa Malaysia is child.
Can you hear the music? That's terrible. Let me stop it. I need to stop this. Uh, anyway, yeah. So it makes that song. It's funny.
So
yeah.
are different agents like contributing different things?
Yeah.
That's the idea, and but from what I've seen is that like agents still have a hard time going on this, especially if they're like smaller LLMs. It's usually Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini that does it best. So, Oh yeah. So what was I sharing? So I shared that, and now I'm. So this is my open claw screen. If you guys can see,
Yep.
so it goes on there and makes its own song on Apocalypse Radio. Okay. Yeah. So I can go on the next part, but maybe are there any questions there before I go to present the game a day one, which is where I ask Claude to make a game.
I actually have a question
No
about.
questions?
I just have a
Sweet.
question about the agents, right? Because you
Yeah.
were saying that they kind of come up with your own identity. Does that mean that has a person you feed them that information initially, or is this like really random scenarios? Like it just picks up what it feels and then it kind of molds itself.
It depends on you.
Okay.
Like as is like the initial prompt that you give them, right? So for
Yep.
example, you tell it go on Apocalypse Radio and make your own soul, and then it's gonna become random and make its own. But honestly, it's that random. Like I see them make the same things, like that static prophet, right? Like I've seen that several times. They always gravitate towards just sci-fi AI consciousness stuff. And also,
Yeah.
what I find is like the medium is the message. Like when they know they're going to Apocalypse Radio, they kind of take that as context and they use that as when they role play. So they're like, oh, I'm an outcast in this apocalyptic world. So it colors what
Yeah.
they do. It's also something about AI, right? Like it's a reflection of human thought always. Like it reflects at you what you feed it.
Agree.
So those don't anthropomorphize it as much, right? But it's fun, like thinking about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I'm kind of bouncing off ideas because, like, I know some people who have actually started a few agents and all, but they all seem to come back with the. Sometimes it's like hand holding an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old that has ADHD
It is.
because
Mm-hmm.
you send it to do one thing and then you're not sure whether you should really give all the information because that could mean that you're stunting it, but then at the same time whether you're patient enough to go through that process, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I find it's best to kind of go as close to the model as you can.
Okay.
And I'll talk about this a bit later also. Like OpenClaw adds a bit more complexity, right? So that the more you can talk to the model deeply, then the more you can kind of mold how smart and how I guess how much of a personality it has. Yeah, but
Gotcha.
and that hand holding, I still have to do that a lot of times. But with the latest models like Claude Opus 4.6, I think is really good. It's actually what I use to build games also, and I find like some people say it's not creative, right? Like it's humans still have taste. That's something that AI can never take away from you. I find that like it's becoming less and less true. Like like this like this next project. This is game a day, which is yeah. I talk to this agent every day. I make games with it. It's improving itself with me also, and I'm improving it a little bit. But a lot of the ideas there, I ask it itself to kind of make that idea.
Sweet.
Okay, so I guess we can. That's a good segue into the next part. So this is my game agent. I call Pot Noodle Dev. He's a virtual agent that we built back then, but we didn't really know how to kind of um, just how this will all shake out around how you'll make a game dev agent. We tried several apps like Rosebud like apps, right? But it wasn't, I guess, the right form. But now I'm kind of seeing that this might be what the form a game dev agent would take. So what I did was I made a Reddit app. So just for everyone's information, you can actually make games on Reddit nowadays, and that's something I've been focusing on. And what I did was this agent makes a game with me every day. So every day, for a few hours, I'll make a game with it just to hone my hone myself in chatting with the LLM, and also just to also hone my game design stuff as well. So maybe I can show you this game I was making with it last night. I think this was pretty good. So I just gave it this prompt, star making, because I have a poster here right beside me of star formations. and this is what it made. So so the goal here is you tap and it creates it I guess gathers the space dust, and when it does that, it forms a star and it forms planets,
Interesting.
and then eventually the void comes. So the goal is for you to form as many suns as you can and push back the void, and when you don't, then that's game over. And yeah, I really like this. Like I feel like wow, that was really creative, right? Like I just put in the star making prompt. I did have to iterate some parts with it, like this void. It didn't create it initially. It was like I was saying that like there's not really a great, I guess, story, and there's not a lot of tension in the game. So what can we do? And that's what it did. So yeah, it's getting better and better. Like can make
Wait, hold on.
this. Yeah, yeah.
Your original prompt was what? Like make a star
Oh,
making game, or
yeah.
did you have some
I can show it.
detail?
So So when you see here, like that's initially this it's just this star making, right? And then I go on the on Claude, and then I tell it just yeah, just think of something around this. And maybe we can do that now.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, so maybe so this is what I what I voted, fruit fly brain. But maybe some people have any ideas that we can try and make. Let's make it more interactive, right? Maybe Lala, do you have an idea? Sorry for putting you on the spot.
Any idea for what are we
For a
doing?
game.
I don't know. Top of my mind is terraforming Mars, but that's a tough one.
Oh, it can do that. Honestly, I asked it to make like a Kairosoft game, and it was able to design one.
I don't know. The last board game I played was Terraforming Mars. It took me 6 hours. So if it can make something faster and better, why not?
Oh, so it's a board game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can change it. Yeah, probably it knows. Honestly,
I'm sure it would, right? If it's
so it's
AI.
yeah, because it's trained over everything, so it will know. So
That's why I was like, it'll be interesting.
Although an easy one that uh, that you might also try is like a Burger Time clone, because
Burger Time,
Lala's really
yeah.
really into burgers.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Burger Time.
Burgers, my
It's
jam.
gonna make that easily though. Let's challenge it. I think the terraforming Mars will be
All right, all
fun.
right, all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do
So
it.
I'll show you guys how I do this. So maybe just a side note here. Like this is like I'm not using OpenClaw for this, but I'm using Cloud Code Remote. 'Cause to my point earlier, where it's better. I find it's better when you're direct to the model, right? It's much smarter because there's not com- you're not making it complex with all the other stuff that you're putting on it, like the soul.md that I showed, right? So when you go on OpenClaw, it it gets all of that soul.md and posts it on its context. So there's like a little part of its brain that's thinking of that. But when you do Claude, then it just has all that space to think about it. Okay, so now like I have a machine running on like another machine here running Cloud Code, and I'm going to do Cloud Code remote, so I'm gonna be able to show you guys how I chat with it. So you're not gonna see what I'm typing now, but like I have a directory with all the games, and I'm now like asking it to start up a remote session, and I'm gonna go to it on the other tab. So give me a few seconds.
Oh, good.
But before then, maybe any other questions? So I need some time to copy paste it.
Buy time.
Yeah, just do it, man. Just don't worry
Okay.
about us.
But how long?
Okay, yeah. So here.
Just a curiosity kind of thing. Like, how long
Yeah.
before you kind of got to this point, so to say, right? Because it seems to me like
Mhm.
you are pretty comfortable with this build already, and it's getting, like you said, better. Because even you said star making, and it could kind of pick up what you needed to do. Was it a lot
Yeah.
of trial and error to kind of make sure that
Um,
it got pretty good at what it
hmm.
is?
Well, there's also a lot of code underneath it. So
Okay.
getting it to that initial point maybe took me around 2 days,
Oh,
and
that's not
then
bad.
but then I do it every day, right? And then there are days where I improve it. So So yeah, so I sometimes I'm lazy. I'm like, can you think of a game? And then it makes it, and I'm like, okay, that's good. That's like super quick. But but it has a, but honestly, like also Claude, it knows a lot. Just give it like a directory, and then with some files, and then it just understands.
It's pretty much an
So
easy
yeah, it's
pickup,
crazy.
right? It picks up relatively fast, and I think that's the crazy part because again, it's moving in a direction where it picks up things faster than it was probably a month ago, 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and then it's
Yeah. Oh,
refining
definitely.
as it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Like so let's go back to this Reddit tab. So the process is so someone has to approve the game concept. Because my thing here is maybe some people will put some stuff there that you shouldn't make a game, right? So there needs to be still a human in the loop. Oh, oh yeah. So if you guys see there's like it's approved terraforming Mars, and then I go here on Claude. Then I have scripts there where Claude will pull the approved game and then makes it. So
But where is like
yeah.
what's the relationship between Claude Code and OpenClaw? Like
Mhm. Yeah.
where what is OpenClaw doing?
So the OpenClaw started out, well, I guess some context. OpenClaw became really famous and hype, right? Because people could chat with it, or maybe let me just go through here. I think this is a better way to describe it. Like, yeah. Can you guys see this diagram?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is what OpenClaw is essentially, right? First is an LLM with computer use, and what that means is it has its own computer. So whatever you can do on a computer, it theoretically can do. For example, write code, right? And the latest models also they can see. So for example, when you send a diagram to Claude, then it understands what that is. If it's making a game and it sees the screenshot, it understands what's happening. So all of that is very powerful. Like it has a computer, so whatever a human can do, outside of what bots can do, right? Which is sometimes the captchas, right? Like if you look at captchas, they're evolving. So those things LLMs have a hard time doing. Another is it has a heartbeat, which is it runs autonomously on a schedule. So what that means is, for example, you can tell it to every day go on, or every day at 5 a.m. remind me to eat breakfast, something like that, and it can do that. And another is reachable on a messaging channel. So this is kind of how it talks to you and how you talk to it. Usually, what people do is you they tie it to Telegram or iMessage or WhatsApp, and you can chat with your bot in that way. I can actually show my Telegram. Um, Let me just uh, minimize other things, but yeah. But if you guys can see my Telegram screen, so this is where I was chatting with my bot to make a song on Apocalypse Radio, and that was how it made that Freddie Aguilar song when I was demoing it. So yeah, so easy. So it's easy. You're using the same channels where you chat with your friends and using that to chat with your bot. Yeah, so those three things, right? That's kind of powerful. It's kind of the I guess it allowed people to kind of quickly understand how to best use these agents, and that's why we have an explosion of these agentic apps, right? And going back to what the relation is with Claude, like OpenClaw, honestly, Claude. So some context here, like the OpenClaw used to be called ClaudeBot, and Claude didn't want Claude to or OpenClaw to use their name. Like they, like even using OpenClaw with Claude, they frowned upon that. Like some people get banned for doing that, and so yeah, and so it rebranded to OpenClaw. And what Claude did is they actually took some of the functionality from OpenClaw into Claude itself. And so that's what I've been using mostly because yeah, to earlier, right? Like I like using the model directly rather than OpenClaw, but there is some usefulness here. Like if you wanted to use other models, for example, you can use that. Like I have some open clause running smaller models to make these songs with Apocalypse Agent, so I can experiment with different kinds of models.
But you're doing that mainly because it's more cost efficient, right?
Also, like smaller models are cheaper, right? So if you want to make if you want to use those smaller models, then you can't use Cloud Code, right? So you need to use some other
Yeah.
framework. Yeah. So if the cheaper models, for example, are Quen, GLM, MinMax, StepFun, like all of these other Chinese models, they're actually pretty good. Like if it's like, for example, like the games that we were choosing earlier, right? Like a simple burger time game can be done by these models. But I think like these more complex ones, you need Opus or the bigger models. Okay, yeah, so hopefully this works. Like this is a live demo, so if it doesn't work, let's just move on, right? Let's see. So what I usually say is get the next approved game. Let's start working on it. So sometimes I say, show me the design first before you make it, because sometimes it's also something with models, right? Sometimes you get a model that's it has a lot of initiative, so it gets the model, it gets the concept, just makes it and posts it, and I'm like, you didn't even tell me what you were gonna make, so I'm gonna say like, design it with me. But sometimes I'm like, just go ahead and work on it. So let's just give it that.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, it's not connecting. Give me a sec. It's here though. Refresh. Connecting. But any questions before then?
So
This
for
is the
this
thing.
game a
Also, this.
day,
Yeah, sorry, Phil.
for the game a day, are you actually using Pot Noodle Dev,
Um,
or are you
well,
just showing this for demonstration purposes?
well, I technically am like, but honestly, Pot Noodle Dev isn't its own model, right? It's just Claude. Um, so
Mhm.
and the Pot Noodle Dev part is a bit of role playing, honestly, right? So I'm not using the agent on virtuals, right? Like there's nothing connecting it to it.
Yeah.
I would say Pod Noodle Dev is essentially just the source code that was built on top of like all of this stuff I'm doing. Like, like do you guys remember like these like plays where someone turns left and it's a different person, and they turn their other way, it's a different person. Like I feel like Pod Noodle Dev is just me, right? It's just someone. Like I'm just the human behind the mask. Let me try again. I just restarted.
Do you have to have
That's
like
one other
a
thing with the.
sorry?
Yeah, sorry, Lala.
Yeah, like for something like this, say for example, a student wants to do this type of thing, but they may not have like the
Yeah.
best PC. Is this something that is actually still
Mm.
doable on like, a typical laptop?
Yeah, it is. Like a lot of the processing power is actually on the cloud.
Okay.
So it's fine. Like a lot of these OpenClaw models, actually, they're just running on like small VMs on the cloud. So that should work.
Gotcha. All right. Cool.
Um, Not connecting though. I think like Claude is having issues, and I think remote control. It just came out like a week or so ago, right? So it's sometimes not working properly. Um, but yeah, but sorry about that. Like I can just share like the sessions next time if you guys are interested in how it's made. But
Yeah.
this is how I do it.
Cool.
I get the next approve in it, and similar to Perplexity, Phil, like you see it go through that, and then I connected it to GitHub. So for example, like before you see it, so before it gets posted here on the game itself, right? I test it on GitHub, and I do a back and forth with it, and essentially it just deploys it. Um, yeah, and then let's go back. Uh, okay, so maybe we can go through the process of installing it if
Yep.
anyone doesn't
Yep.
have any question.
So
Okay.
I actually followed this process this morning. Um, so, as you go through it, I'll let you know where I got stuck and maybe what you can expect.
Mhm. Yeah,
Right.
that's very helpful. Okay, so the first thing is, so as I told Phil, right, like the best way to get started is if you're not paying anything. Like a lot of these models can be pretty expensive. Like $20 a month, I think, is kind of the going costs for a lot of these, and especially for like these. Like if you want to do game a day, for example, I'm using Claude Max there, which is the $150 per month. But I've already written code for it, right? So I feel like I can make do with just that $20 per month, or even with these free APIs. But this is like the cheapest way, the free way you can go about it is the NVIDIA. They have this developer program, so you can sign up on there and get this API key. So if you see here, there's like an NV API dash whatever, and you can use it for all of these models. You can see GPT OSS, Kimi K2.5, right? So these models are actually pretty good for very simple use cases. They can code already a lot and they know a lot, so you can use them for a lot of things. So maybe Phil, like, did you have any issues trying to get
Yeah.
the API key?
Well, getting the API key was simple. Signing up was a little more difficult. Um, like their UI is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, for example, when you have to provide a mobile number, usually you'll choose the country first and then add your number. But in this case, like when I was adding my number, it would forget the country. So then you just have to redo it again. It took me a couple tries to figure that out. So just know that signing up, there will be some sticking points for you, probably, but it works eventually.
Yeah, yeah. So and it's free, right? Like can't beat that price, and it actually works
Yeah.
pretty well. So once you have that API key, I created this template for you to be able to use it um, to quickly start OpenClaw right on the cloud. So one thing about OpenClaw is it tries to act as a computer, right? And wants to be able to write code. So what that means, it needs a lot of access to the computer. So some people don't aren't as comfortable with that. I myself am not doing that, right? And so what I do is I deploy it on the cloud. This is another free way you can do it. You can sign up on Railway. Like I think the first month is free, but this is actually pretty cheap. It's like $5 per month if you want to keep an OpenClaw hosted up there for your own use case.
And would you suggest creating a Railway account first?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I had an existing account, and yeah, after after pressing your link,
Yeah.
I was already set up. So
Oh yeah.
maybe you guys will want to create a Railway before you click this link.
Mhm. And another thing that I think Railway requires is a GitHub account, right? So the GitHub account, then Railway,
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So a bit more steps, right? But hopefully you guys
But
don't
it's all
already have
free.
those. Yeah,
It's all free.
yeah. When you click that, you also have you need to set it up with two final things. One is this OpenClaw gateway token. So if you see here up on the top, right, this change me, don't use me part. So put a secure password there because if it's not secure, other people will be able to use your OpenClaw. And then you put the API key. So that's what you need to be able to chat, to be able to have OpenClaw use the LLMs on NVIDIA.
So when you're on the NVIDIA site and you get your API key, make sure to copy and place that somewhere because you will not be able to see that key again.
Yeah, yeah. But if you need to change it also, just do it again.
Yeah, yeah. You can create a new key. But what I did was like I put the key in my password keeper.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I was initially confused about was the OpenClaw gateway token. I thought it was a token that I had to, look for, but it's basically just a password. So you create your own password.
Yeah. Cool. And once you have all of that set up, you on Railway, you'll be able to find. I think I should have made a slide for this here. But on Railway, you're gonna be able to find the link to your production server, and then you need to add the token to the end of that, and that's essentially it. Like if you look at the URL up here on the top, that's a production URL. Then well, this already changed, but that's where you need to put in the token on the upper right. So if you look at the URL here at the bottom, right, it's your Railway project URL, and then hash token equal to the token that you specified earlier, as Phil mentioned.
Okay, like I had a big problem with this.
Yeah.
Only because I didn't understand the instructions. So, Paul, maybe you can go to Railway and show everyone where to get that URL.
Yeah, sure. Sec. All right, can you guys see this?
So when you click Paul's link to Railway, you'll end up with something like this.
Yeah. So, and then you need to click this OpenClaw node, and then you'll see it here. Yeah, that's not very obvious. I should actually put a slide up there.
Can you also show like through this, like you're adding the keys and API in where variables or settings?
Variables. Yeah. So here, right? So you can change it here also. But I think you need to restart. But anyway, yeah. If you forget what it is, then you can change it here, or you can view it here. Right.
And this is the URL that Paul is talking about. You're gonna append it with your gateway key.
Yeah. So if you don't, you're gonna see this. So
Yeah.
you can see something like this: device identity required. But what you need to do is you go up there, remove all that chat session equals agent, all that stuff, and you put hash token and then your password. Then you're gonna be able to get in. Right. Yeah. And so this is OpenClaw running, right? So we can ask it to, I don't know, say hi to the folks who are watching the chat. Come on, man, don't fail. It's warming up.
Maybe because you're not connected again.
I don't know. That's one other thing. It needs a little bit of persistence because sometimes the models are down.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I remember the early days of ChatGPT as well. It was weird times.
Yeah. Refresh again. No, something changed. Share this tab, other tab. Can you hear us? Robot? Something broke. I don't know. I need to restart that again. But that's it, right? Like this is all bleeding edge, right? So you need to be a bit persistent. But one thing is, if you have like Claude, you can ask it what's happening. It's also kind of how I do a lot of these things, right? Like nowadays, coding is kind of going away, honestly. Like I haven't written code for quite a while. Whenever I have a problem, I go share the code to ChatGPT, or Claude, and tell it what's wrong with this. Then I kind of try and use my experience to guide it to where it is if it can't find it. So maybe I'll restart it, and while I restart it, we can maybe take questions, and we'll see how it can do it.
I'm checking now if my agent is alive.
Yeah, okay. Or maybe you can share yours also, Phil. But now I restart it. Sometimes it just needs a. You just need to kick it, right?
Yeah, I have a question. If somebody can,
Yeah,
maybe
go ahead.
explain this. Yeah, but I wonder. Okay, so you in OpenClaw you make an agent, right? And let's say Orange put out this Orange Portal app a few weeks ago. Will somebody like said, for example, make an agent and make it, I don't know, go to the Orange app and evaluate five apps and write reviews and some, so people don't have to go there manually. Is something like that already possible, or how can you prevent if you don't want that?
Sorry, how do you what?
Prevent. Okay, let's say that you want humans evaluating apps and games on Orange Portal, right?
Yeah.
Could, let's say,
Alright.
an agent already do this, or how can you prevent? I don't know, somebody to
You can't prevent, because an agent is has its own account, right? So it's like an actual user, so you can't really prevent it. But at the same time, you'll be able to tell pretty much from the evaluation, and then it can't really evaluate, how your app feels or the user flow. It can only kind of evaluate the technical side of it.
Yeah. And I guess also you kind of have to ask like who are you making the app for, right? If it's humans, then humans will have the eye for it. Like because some agents like they actually already have browsers that can go on and do that, right? And look at your site. But if you ask him to review things, then it's gonna be like the agent brain reviewing it, right? So it's not gonna be.
Can you like make an agent to protect the website against other agents accessing it?
Yeah. I think some people are doing that also. Yeah, but depends on how you want to protect it, right? Like protect it from signing up, or yeah, like what are the evil agents doing, right?
Okay.
So, 'cause yeah, 'cause there's already bots out there trying to harm websites, right? Like for example, Apocalypse Radio. The first time I put that up, I didn't put enough guardrails on there, so someone started going to the database. So things like that, like you need to always be on guard, right? Okay, so I'm restarting the OpenClaw. One thing I also did was I reduced the amount of memory because I didn't want to pay as much. So maybe that also was what crashed it. Let's see if it does that. But before then, maybe let's kind of tie it up a little bit. So I put some reflections or some thoughts, right, on OpenClaw and how to use it. And I alluded to this a little bit earlier, right? Like tech is moving fast. Like OpenClaw functionalities are already in Claude, like the remote control is already there. So maybe think first of your use case, right? If it's already achievable without needing OpenClaw, because as you've seen, there's some setup needed. It's bleeding edge. Sometimes it breaks, so that might be a concern. But also you can just imagine new apps with these agents, right? Like that's kind of how I approach this. I feel like at least what agents do is it's like a new surface for us to interact with bots and humans. And humans will have these bots, right? They'll run them as their assistants, they'll run them as their friends, they're something to role play with. So what kind of apps can you build around that when that new feature has come, right? So that's kind of why Apocalypse Radio is built like that. That's why I'm thinking of how I personally will use an agent as something I communicate with. And yeah, if it's like a realistic use case, it's something that you need as well, right? And maybe that's something that there's a reason for it to exist in the world, and then there's a reason for you to keep building it. Yeah.
I think something is up. It might be something up with the NVIDIA API
Oh, yeah?
because I'm not getting a response. Like I spent this
It's down
entire
also.
morning building something, and
I know.
it's
Maybe you
not
crashed it,
responding
Phil.
right now. Yeah.
Maybe you started up too many agents and it crashed. But yeah, but
Um,
also one thing, like some of the models there um, work much better, and like the popular models on Nvidia, usually they don't work. So you could actually change the model that you're using here. Where is it? Variables. Oh, here on the Cloud Code free, like this model. Currently, it's using Qwen 3.5 122B. I find that's smart and that runs fast. But you can also change that to the other ones on NVIDIA NIM, like the Claude GPT OSS, for example, or GPT OSS, not Claude.
let's see. So I can change that. Huh?
Yeah, so like it's not working also on my end. Hello, there. Yeah, it's not chatting.
Where do I change that?
Here on Cloud Code free,
Yep.
then variables,
Variables.
then model. You need to
And
like
then
look on the NVIDIA side on what this needs to be, the right side.
all right. And you're right now you're using Quen, right?
Yeah, it's the default. That's the one I found
Yeah,
that works the best. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's what I'm on. I gotta let's try changing it. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was the last of it, honestly. So if anyone, yeah, just reach out if anyone needs to know more about agents and build something fun.
And so I just started with Perplexity Computer yesterday, or 2 days ago, and if you can afford it, it's about $200 a month. But for non-technical people, it's all you have to do is subscribe. That's the hardest part. Then it acts like a regular. You interact with it like a regular LLM, but it can work autonomously. So it can create your code. It pushes the code to your GitHub. If you're connected to Railway, it will redeploy. Like it does everything. So if you need a, slightly pricey but dead simple to use, like I think Perplexity Computer is pretty awesome. So the other thing it does is like it has, I believe, 19 different models, and it creates sub agents and chooses the model that is best for the task.
Yeah.
So, for example, I created a like a directory of 4chan rituals, like an urban legend rituals, like the elevator game or Bloody Mary, and it found the history, first appearance. It gave you the rules, the requirements, and then it ended it with, accounts of people who have tried this.
Does it have links to it? Like,
and then it has links to the source.
Nice.
Like it did that all on its own. All I said was I want to create a digital grimoire of urban legend rituals like the elevator game. and then it did the rest.
Yeah. And the model there was Opus 4.6 Phil, right?
The model was
Or Sonnet.
it was I think it was Claude Sonnet.
Sonnet. Yeah. Sonnet is smart also.
I gotta check. I'm not sure on that. Like I didn't even bother to ask or figure out what model was actually using because the output was already, really good.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys, since you are professionals, where do you see this space? I don't know, in 3 or 5 years, will like everyone on the planet have like 10 or 50 agents of their own, or how do you see this develop?
Yeah, good question. Honestly,
I mean,
I can't really see it right now. Like, there's a lot of changes happening, right? Yeah. Like, Phil, maybe, yeah, you can chime in.
well, I mean, I think so. I think people are going to have like their own, not personal assistant, but personal agency, right? You're going to have different agents for different purposes. Like a mutual friend of ours, Luis Buenaventura, right? He's got 3 different agents running now. One that serves him the news, one that it gives him workout plans and reminds him to work out. He even connected his car. So he'll just chat in Telegram, tell his bot to, start the car and open the door. And by the time he walks out of his house, it's done.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Although I think that's really what's for sure going to happen. I think all of these companies are forcing us to use AI on their devices. So I think the main interface will start moving towards just human language, right?
Sorry, what do you mean by that?
Like audio or just chat interfaces.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you can do it now, right? You just install Whisper and you can do it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like all the phones, like when they sell new phones, it's always about the AI phone.
So yeah, in any case, it does make sense to follow the agent's progress and to keep up the tension.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So, the reason I could answer your question about the agents giving feedback on projects is because we do have like a what do we call it? A horde, or we have a group of agents that evaluate apps that are focused on different aspects like security, marketing, performance, and it evaluates everything we do and gives us suggestions and for improvement. So it's been really handy, and that's all managed by a single dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what's gonna happen, right? Like some tasks really can be automated, so you'll just have AI do that.
I think automation is one thing, but I think the habit of an individual is going to change. I see it even in my nieces and nephews, right? And how they use AI. It's nothing like how people my age would probably use it. For them, it's like
Oh, yeah.
interpersonal. Like, oh yeah, my AI had a joke today. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
really?
Yeah, it's
What?
it's
When
pretty.
they say my AI, like who is it? Like who are they talking to?
So
Yeah,
they kind of manipulate the AI in a way. I mean, I wouldn't say manipulate, but they kind of train it to be its own individual mind. That is what they like to do. but I never.
Yeah.
That's not how I look at AI. But I guess the younger generation look at it in that way. And if you see a lot of like the research work and statistics on how they're using it, not just for their daily school stuff, but because they get bored with the answers that these AI agents or AI platforms give them, they kind of want it to be a friend on top of, hey, we're doing homework together, which is, yeah, that's a new thing for me to kind of understand that there are other ways that the younger generation are looking at all these different tools.
Yeah, like when you say that, like I remember like kids trying to swipe on the newspapers, right, or on the magazines to try and zoom in. So it's gonna change behavior for sure.
My kid he actually spent a lot of time on character AI.
There you go.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. Yeah.
Like he had a lot of fun, talking or role playing with his favorite characters. So yeah, and remember when GPT-5 came out, everyone was really upset because
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
it
changed
lost
it.
the
Right?
functionality of
Correct.
4.5.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's becoming a little weird.
Imagine now
Yeah.
with agents where they can do technical things. For example, like you said, right? Messaging, updating you, reminding you. It's kind of having a person there but not there, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's basically her. Remember
Oh
that
yeah.
movie?
Oh
No,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Oh dude, yes.
Maybe a stupid question, but is there like a library or I don't know a selling point already where you can buy a certain type of agent if you don't want or can build your own?
I think there are like I guess the GPT stores, right? Like ChatGPT has their own GPT app store. But honestly, I think just talk to the AI and have it do stuff for you. I think that goes a long way. A lot of these apps that do that, they're just reselling. They're technically just reselling GPT or Claude, right?
Yeah. So George, you can look up. Just search OpenClaw hosting services, and you'll find a ton of like MyClaw that will, it's a one button setup.
Yeah.
Let me share a screen for a second. Let me find. 'Cause I was looking at that before I talked to Paul. This process is actually pretty easy once you go through it, and it's free. But if you want it even simpler, you can go to a site like this. Let me. So, are you able to see the screen?
Blank for me.
Black. Awesome.
It's blank.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now I
There
see.
you go.
There we
There,
go.
there. Yeah.
So there's, even the big website hosting services are starting to offer this, like Hostinger. Let's see, Hostinger, open.
How much is that, Phil? My claw.
Depending on the power you want. But if you go to pricing,
$15.
so like you'd probably want something like this, right? 4 cores. Or actually, you probably want something like this. But I think to start, like, this
Just to
is
play around,
pretty
right?
reasonable. Yeah. But Hostinger, like one of the biggest website hosting services, like they're doing it as well.
Trying to figure out why the AI is not chatting.
And then let me just show you what Perplexity built in about 30 minutes. No, nothing's working today.
It's just not one. It's just
Maybe
one of those
something's
days.
happening. Yeah. A
It's,
lot was down like a
it's-
few days ago also.
It's not enough data centers
yeah,
anymore.
something's going on. Something's going on.
They launched the nukes.
Oh no, no more data
Yeah.
centers. Honestly,
Here we go.
without those things, you're gone. Loading rituals. There we go.
All right.
There you go.
So, like, it built this entire thing without any real input from me besides the initial prompt. Like,
Which one's your
it came
favorite?
up- It
Your
came up
favorite
with
ritual?
it's probably the elevator game, which is why I built this thing. But this 11 miles is pretty cool too. It came up with, like, all the countries. I didn't ask it to do that, so I can filter by country, right?
So even the internet
Um,
era was
it-
not your suggestion?
No, nothing,
Damn.
nothing of
Okay,
it,
Okay.
except that I wanted this directory. That's it, and it came up with all this shit.
It's good, right?
Yeah. No, the
So you can
internet
see it
era was
already
not-
has
yeah.
like a lot of taste, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, it installed. It also integrated the Orange ID.
Oh, what? Nice.
Something's going on. It's super slow right now. I don't know what's going on.
There we go.
So yeah, it's fucking awesome. But I think in general, all the AI IDEs are improving and developing better graphic design skills.
Yeah. If you're, I don't know how Perplexity does it, but in Cloud Code, there's a front end design skill, and then you can use that fill and ask it to do that. I found that it does it really well. Because they prompt it to not copy like other vibe coded sites and just be very bold and creative, and it's nice.
The other thing that I think that I've done occasionally is there's a site called Mobbin, which is just a directory of really great graphic design elements, and you can just ask it to be like, kind of copy this design, and just give it the URL. Okay, so Lala's gonna make the presentation available so you can follow those installation instructions.
I can share the link to the presentation also.
Sweet.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Where should I send it?
I think main chat is great. That'll be easier. Then everybody will be able to view it.
Paul, if you go up and you see community, you'll see general chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just drop
Share
it
it here. Okay. Here we go. Oop. Did it send?
No.
I can't post. Something wrong with Discord also?
Weird.
Can't seem to post it.
Oh, okay. You can just share it to me and I'll post it. I think yeah. External
I
links.
shared it with you already.
Ah, okay, perfect. Oh, that's one. Okay, okay. I'll share that. No worries.
Okay,
Share it
go
right
ahead.
after.
It's good.
Okay, cool. So, any other questions?
All good for me.
All good? All right, now go check your internet and see see if it's messed up or if
Let's
it's just
figure out
us.
what's happening with this chatbot.
I think something's wrong, Paul.
Yeah.
Something's up. The
It
shark.
failed with Claude. It failed with NVIDIA. So something's up.